back, everybody. I am here to introduce part 2 of my craft room makeover. This is going to turn into a series because there are so many things that I'm working on. But I do want to take you along for some of the journey with me. So you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek here, but what I'm going to show you today is kind of that corner of my craft room that I designated as the area where I'm going to have all of my sewing. And I absolutely love it, so I hope you enjoy, and I will give you kind of the tour of how it all worked out. And I will start by showing you the makeover of the bookcase behind me, and then I'll go into the tour. So enjoy, everybody, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so this armoire is the first thing you see as you come through the doorway. And I have all of my vinyl. So these boxes here are full of paper. Then I've got my Cricut Easy Press and vinyl. This one here is all fabric related. And I'll show you why in a moment. This one still has whatever it had over in the other section. These two are stickers and things that kind of go along with this type of stuff. The one at the top has extra vinyl cutouts of things. And then my silhouette, of course, at the top. And bringing you in a little closer, there's a bar across here because this was an armoire meant for clothing. And I've got all of my embroidery hoops for my sewing machine on the bar. And then down kind of in the edge I have my owner's manuals and, you know, other pieces for my sewing machine, which works lovely, I think. So here is all of my woodworking and things that are, you know, I can add vinyl to them at one point or another. And then when you close the door here, between these two items I have my rotary mats and whatever rulers that I've got. So that works really well. So here's where we get into the stuff that is not finished, right? So everything over here is sewing related. And then I have the bookshelf over here is not completely finished as far as what I want to put in it, but it will be kind of a pretty backdrop, right? So I'm going to pull that out today, and I'm actually going to paint it. So white's not the color that I want for this, so I'm going to pull that out and do that. Hi everybody, I'm back in my crafting room. This is a bookshelf that I've laid out on its side, and this bookshelf has been in our family since, oh goodness, I was a kid, right? It was my older sister's, then it got passed on to me, so on and so forth. So along the sides, at some point, someone has used it to tape something up on the side of the bookshelf. So I'm going to be painting all of the furniture throughout, you know, time frames and whatever in my crafting space so that it matches my color scheme. It all looks cohesive. Hi everybody, I'm back in my crafting room. This is a bookshelf that I've laid out on its side. And this bookshelf has been in our family since, oh goodness, I was a kid, right? It was my older sister's, then it got passed on to me, so on and so forth. So along the sides, at some point, someone has used it to tape something up on the side of the bookshelf. So I'm going to be painting all of the furniture throughout, you know, time frames and whatever in my crafting space so that it matches my color scheme, it all looks cohesive, that sort of thing. So I have leftover paint from the accent space, the accent wall in my main living area, and I'm going to use it to paint this. But because of all this tape and everything, I don't want to paint over that. So I pulled out my handy little scraper tool, if you remember this from a previous crafting tutorial. It's from the dollar store. It's awesome. It comes in a pack of like something 3 to 5 of them. They're wonderful. So I'm going to use this and scrape off the tape on the top layer of this bookshelf. and then it will be ready. I've wiped it all down. Obviously it was covered in dust and what have you, so alright, so I don't have everything I need, but this is good enough for me. This is going to be a small project, give or take the size of the bookshelf. So instead of having the thing that I pour the paint into, I'm literally going to dip my brush right into the container. I feel like that works just fine for the size project I'm looking at here. And this color is stunning. I don't know if you can see it already, but it's gray on the purple side. And it is just those few shades darker than what I have on my walls. So it's really gonna pop. And then I have a wallpaper that I'm going to put on the inside of the bookshelf along the back. And it's more of a gray with some really pretty flower type designs on it, and I think it's really going to set this bookshelf apart from where it is now. So I think we all know how to paint and apply paint and so forth, so there's not really much to explain here. I could be using the roller for this and it would cover it a lot faster. And I may go ahead and switch over at some point, but I'm kind of loving just having the color going on. So I don't want to stop for the... I also think pulling it from the can, the way that I'm doing, the roller would be really complicated without the tray where I pour the color into the tray. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go as I am. Not the most efficient, but I think it's going to work just fine. And I'm not too worried at this point about brush strokes because I can tell just from what I've done so far I have to do a second coat. So the brush strokes will resolve themselves in my second coat. This room will be a lot of the purples. Actually, I could just show you. So this is kind of my inspiration for this room. So several different shades of pink, and then I have the purpley colors and more of the maroon into the burgundy Bordeaux kind of colors. So I felt like that worked really well with the color of paint that's already on the walls, the color that I wanted to do the furniture because I had the leftover paint, etc., etc. So yes, I love this. This is going to be really fun. Alright everybody, so it is finished. It's not perfect. As you can see, there are some wrinkles in the wrapping paper, or the wallpaper. I don't really mind. At least I don't think so at the moment. Alright everybody, so we are back, and this is my crafting corner where all of my sewing goes. I have been actually sewing since I set this up. It's so exciting for me to have everything in its designated zones. So when I shift around to my bookshelf, I don't know if you can tell, but this wallpaper in the back is gorgeous. So as you can see, the bookshelf is a slightly darker shade than my walls, and I have decorated and, you know, made this a fun and enjoyable place for me. A lot of these items, especially on the top two racks, are things that I connect with. There are memories attached, anything like that. So, and then down below, this is mostly storage for the moment. So, I moved the polymer clay and the resin to this shelf here because it seems, you know, to make more sense to me to keep them together. So this is an origami set that allows you to make flowers, and I really kind of like the aesthetic of the box even, so I used it more as a decor piece than a storage section. This box here, I will probably recover at some point, but it has kind of the miscellaneous crafts that I don't have a lot of, but, you know, I do those things. And then this is full of fabric flowers that I've made over time. And this beautiful thing is full of my sewing machine, extra feet, you know, everything organized, and it's got a vertical storage system inside it, if I can really show you. So I've got three vertical boxes, and then extra sewing machine parts kind of in the sides. And as kind of a decorative fun element, I've got 2 measuring tapes just kind of draped through it. So, and you know, practical storage, but trying to kind of have a pretty element to it as well. So as you can see, I'm enjoying having pin cushions out and all of that. So then if I shift from where I'm sitting in front of my sewing machine, I have my dress mannequin, and then this is not fully decorated yet, but it's got lots of storage options in it, and currently I have just kind of odds and ends in it. And then this is my fabric, and this center drawer here has thread in it, which has worked really well for me so far. Another thing I wanted to show you guys in my sewing section. This is all of my embroidery floss, and I got really brilliant, or at least I feel like I have. So these spools are in the shape of a mannequin, which I love. It's so fun. But in order to keep the embroidery floss on it, I've cut that line through it like what you would usually do. So in the corner of the box, I did the same thing for the ones that I've pulled off of the needle that I use. And that way these don't get all knotted up and whatever, and they're easy for me to find when I go back to a project. This is the other thing that I am so excited about. This little piece of black tape, literally, is magnetic tape. I bought it from Walmart, and I use that when I need to add my needles back into the box, so they're not in here somewhere getting lost in among everything. They are literally attached. So I absolutely am loving this solution. Obviously I want to recover the box, make it prettier, but for the moment, I'm pleased. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed the trip through this small segment of my craft room. And I will keep working on these segments and show you as I complete projects throughout this room, but I have several things in the works that I'm very excited to get up and, you know, add more personality element to the room and add in my colors and all those things. So stay tuned and like and comment below if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already a member of my channel, if you enjoy the content that you're seeing here. So thank you everybody for being here, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.